Matthias, the first time that I heard you was in Berlin at the jazz festival. The second time was in a small town in the Saarland, Saarwas. This was with two drummers.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy. I mean, you really rocked the the room then.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be softer.
I'm older.
How did you do? I mean, not technical, but this is a way to develop the music in a melodical way.
I've always been really concerned about the melodies in the music, and this project here, the Midwest, I wanted to only have one drummer, have a classical quintet with a violin player, and I had this one favorite violin player. He's playing folk music in Norway. He's called Gjermund Larsen, and he was kind of the key to the project. And he's very, very busy, so I had to wait a couple of years. And I called him, and he said, "Oh, I'm expecting twins. I'm having even more kids, and I have 2 kids already." And I said, "Oh no, we need to do this album." And so luckily we got to do this album before the kids were born, and Manfred Eicher, he came all the way from Munich, and we could do the album in Oslo.
The melodies sound
Yeah.
like they came from the mountains, from the hills. I don't know if I'm right. I'm just...
Yeah, that's like the classical cliché in a way, idea about the Norwegian musicians. But my ideal sound in the trumpet comes from not listening that much to trumpet players, but listening to guitar players, saxophone players. I mean, Bill Frisell, Jan Garbarek, listening to other instrumentalists, and that's a technique I learned when I was studying music in Norway, that it's really, really smart to listen to other instruments, because if you only listen to your own instrument, you will not be able to explore even more possibilities that's out there. So I've been listening so much to Jan Garbarek, and he's the only person I've ever written a fan letter to. So I wrote a long letter. I love your sound. I love you. That's like 15 years ago. And can we please have a coffee? We just live 3 kilometers away from each other. I can pay you whatever in the world. I will take a bank loan or whatever. And but then I got a really polite letter back. Good luck with your music. I see you're doing well. I'm not able to meet you. Good luck. And I love him for that, because he's not meeting anyone. He's just a myth, you know, and that's just keeps me listening even more to him, you know. So he's great.
How did it start? How did you come to play music?
Oh, I grew up in a very musical family. So my father, he plays all kinds of instruments. My mother is singing in choirs, but my father is a teacher, and my mother is a nurse. So it's not like they've been away playing all the time. But our house has always been full of music, and I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. So all people have always played music, and our house was totally filled with instruments. So when I was like 3 years old, I wanted to play the double bass, but then my father said, "You're a bit too short," and I was so sad, you know. I can't play the double bass. So he gave me a guitar, and then I was like standing here with the guitar, and it was really so I was playing the double bass. And he taught me some music, and then when I was 5, I was large enough to be able to play the piano, and then I got a classical teacher, so I started playing classical piano, and then when I was 6, my sister convinced me to start playing trumpet.
Your sister?
My sister, because she was playing the French horn, and one day she asked me, "Do you know how to play the trumpet?" And I was already an experienced musician. I was 6 years old, so I was like, yeah, of course, I play the trumpet. And she was like, I got the trumpet here. Can you show me? And I was like, boop, 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 boop. It sounded terrible. But the next week, actually, a friend of the family, a professional trumpet player, he stopped by the house and he said, I'm going to teach you how to play the trumpet. So then we had many weeks actually where we had trumpet lessons every day. So I learned extremely much in the first period. So after a while I knew how to play the trumpet really good, technically.
Playing trumpet, is it a thing which comes from your lips?
Yeah.
Definitely from the chops.
Yeah. And it's hard to acknowledge in a way because it's such a physical instrument. So I'm trying because I have one daughter, she's 3 years old, and I have one more daughter, she's 1 year old. And I've been so much home with her half a year now. And every time she's asleep in daytime, I'm just jumping in with the baby call, and I'm just practicing and looking out the window, and she's sleeping in the trolley, and I'm practicing all the time because it's like being an athlete in a way, playing trumpet. Because if you don't play in 4 or 5 days, you sound like really bad in a way. And it sounds okay, but I won't be able to do 1 hour concert. So today I was after 40 or 45 minutes, I was like, I'm so exhausted, like because it's so hard to get the sound. But then the violin player played the violin solo. I was like, yes, I can. I'm doing all these rehearsals to get the sound back in my lips. So then it worked out the last 15 minutes, but it's a physical instrument.
As I mentioned, I heard you with the 2 drummers, and this project sounds very beautiful with the violin player. Do you have any plans for the future, how your music will go through?
Yeah, on Thursday I had the first concert with strings, then I had a string quartet. So a friend of mine who was a great arranger and orchestral arranger, we've been writing arrangements for all the songs for string quartet. So the plan now is to this autumn we're gonna hopefully make arrangements for symphony orchestra, and hopefully 2016, 2017 do this in a bigger scale. But that's just ideas and dreams right now. But we have we have the start. We have the string quartet. And we did the concert. It sounded amazing. It was so fun to play this music in a bigger mode. So it's like just bigger. We're gonna do.
You started with 1 string instrument,
Yeah.
and then
started with 1 violin player, ended up with 15. It's better to have 1 violin player here than no. But so that's kind of the plan of the future. And within 3 years, hopefully I have some new songs. I have this 3 or 4 year cyclus of making new music and releasing albums. So that's the plan.
Dann hoffe ich, dass wir dich mit dem größeren Streichensemble demnächst hier in JazzBaltica hören wollen, oder?
Oh,
Mathias Eick, vielen Dank.